The Ventana is that beautiful mountain range between the Big Sur coast and the Salinas Valley. The Ventana Wilderness Alliance, the VWA, is celebrating 16 years of advocating for, educating, and trail maintenance. With programs such as Youth in Wilderness, our trail crews that keep hiking trails open and safe, cleaning overused camping sites and putting in toilets, our volunteer rangers, and helping the understaffed forestry workers, the VWA has worked to preserve and protect this incredible public resource. At our annual potluck picnic in Toro Park, two of our supporters, REI and Patagonia, teamed up with us to make it a great day. We have our potlatch, where one person's discarded equipment becomes another person's. The cross-cut saw demonstration. We use these saws to clear fallen trees from the hundreds of miles of trails.
So I was getting ready for a hike in the backcountry, and there's this new thing called the internet, and it was so exciting, and I started searching around. This was before Google was even around, I think, and then I come across this website, VentanaWild.org, and it was just fantastic. I mean, trail reports and the Double Cone Quarterly and this thing called Map Mania, and I was just elated. Like I had found my people. You know, I thought nobody hiked in those hills except to go to Sykes Camp or something. So anyway, I was really elated and started getting involved, and pretty soon I'd been cordoned in and convinced to actually volunteer, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I think back then, that's right. So back then, I think the co-founders of the VWA probably had no idea of what it would really become, and some of the original board members and some of the original members, there was, maybe 50 members back then. We have close to 700 now.
Nice.
And back then, volunteers, it was the usual suspects, just a handful of volunteers. And I think last year we had more than 200. So it's really grown, and I'm really stoked to be a part of it. So thanks for being here today to celebrate these 15 years of wilderness stewardship and advocacy. So before you get too comfortable in your seats, I'm going to make everybody get up here and there. So if you hear a descriptor that you fit the description, please stand up, take a bow, and we want to give you a nice round of applause.
Welcome everyone to another exciting new game that we're going to introduce you to.
It's a well-rehearsed act.
Oh yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ventana Picnic Radio. This is your guest host, Carl Castle. We have an exciting program for you today. It's called the Youth in Wilderness Tally Time. This is where we're going to give you some numbers, some statistics, and some metrics, and you're going to try to guess what they are. We're going to try to stump you and even stump Bryce, and he works for the program. I'm going to say a number, and you're going to make some guesses, and you're going to shout out to me. We have some exciting prizes that you can collect at the end of the show from Mike. And it'll also put you into the Youth in Wilderness Hall of Fame. So this is a big deal here. Keep in mind, the mission of the Youth in Wilderness program is to inspire, educate, and motivate future generations of wilderness stewards here in Central California. When we do that by leading hikes and multi-day backpacks with students from grade school to the university level. Every year we have to prepare reports for our funders and our supporters, so Youth in Wilderness Tally Time is always good, clean fun. So thank you for playing along with us this fine afternoon. So let's get started. The first one, 1516, 1,516. Do I have any guesses what that number might mean? Oh, I have a guess in the back.
Number of participants is the students.
Very good. That's the total number of students to date that we have taken out into our Youth and Wilderness Stewardship outings. John Libby, you got that?
Oh,
Wow.
you did. Okay, very good.
Donated in this fiscal year, 2015, this year alone.
So that's just in the last 5 months, basically.
And then this number's 12. 12 youth and wilderness leaders. That's a great guess, and we're going to come back to that. So, I wanted to come and thank you specifically. The forest is massive. It's 2 million acres. If you've ever gone on the entirety of the forest, it's about 5 hours to get from one end to the other. It's a massive land body, and it's probably one of the few things that separates San Francisco from Los Angeles, if you really think about it. Thank God, right? Because we all know what would happen. It would all grow together. It would all grow together, and it would all be urbanized, and all these places wouldn't be here. And so it's a privilege to really come talk to you all. I had to explain to my kids, as I'm going to do stuff, okay, well, what Wilderness Alliance, what, Dad, I don't get it. And I go through and okay, Wilderness Act, and I'm like, okay, this isn't working. Okay, well, wilderness is a special place, you can't do this, and you can't do motorized tools, and you go there to get away from things, and you go there to get in touch with nature, and you go there to see what it's like, and you go there to experience the way it was before all of these things. And they said, oh, it's where the wild things are. And I went, that's beautiful. So it's an honor to, you all are picking up where the agency can. It's not the Forest Service land, it's the people's land. And it's going to be here for a long time, we hope, right? And despite where the agency is and where the funding is and where the priorities are, it's you all out there every day. And what's really exciting for me to hear from the great reports and from what you all are doing toilets are important, I hate to tell you. And Mike's heard some of the calls I'm on, and Tim definitely knows some of the meetings I'm in where we're talking about that timeline. How do we make that timeline faster? How do we learn?
Why do you know that Sykes has a lot of problems? The whole big circle.
Join VWA and meet fellow backcountry lovers, or donate to help support this valuable work.